Hey guys, what's up? It's JR Cuber. This is the May puzzle crate. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, looks like we just got one puzzle in here. So this is another Landland puzzle, and this is called the Butterflower Cube. Here we have yet another beautiful puzzle from Landland. The Butterflower Cube is very similar to the Flower Copter puzzle that they released a few years ago, which combined curvy copter edge turns and deep corner turns. This new puzzle has shallower corner turns, which should make things a little easier. The puzzle can still jumble, which causes some moves to get blocked. If you play it safe and just turn the edges, you can solve it like a curvy copter. It's multiple puzzles in one. All right, this should be a good one. This is like really stuck in the box. Yeah, I'm just gonna rip it. Definitely not the most graceful unboxing. This is getting really messy. All right, there we go. All right, here is the puzzle. Wow, this is a beautiful puzzle. This is great. So basically, this is going to do edge turns just like a curvy copter, but then it also does shallow cut corner turns. Okay, so what's interesting about this is that none of the corner turns are going to overlap with other corners like the Flower Copter did. So the curvy copter cuts are still visible if you kind of just ignore this very obvious star shape in the middle and imagine these pieces here as one piece. And then you also imagine these two pieces and this middle piece all together as one. That's how you get the curvy copter pieces. So this is still going to be able to jumble just like a curvy copter does. That's how it jumbles. And you can also do double jumble moves to get pieces out of their orbits. So this is going to be just as difficult as the curvy copter on its own right. And then I imagine that the corner turns will add a whole other level of craziness. One thing about the corner turns though is that they basically cancel out the effect of the jumbling because instead of double jumbling to move a piece out of its orbit, you could just turn the corner. It's that simple. However, I'm wondering if that's not going to apply for these little pieces here, where I believe, since the corners don't affect them, these pieces will have to be solved like normal curvy copter pieces. So when you jumble them, you'll have to re-jumble them back into their correct orbits. I'm not sure how difficult these pieces are going to be though, because you can't solve these just from corner turns. You have to incorporate corner and edge turns in order to solve them. But I don't think it's going to be terribly difficult. I will mention the turning this puzzle is pretty good. The edge turns are not that great, but the corner turns are pretty much fine. They turn great. I'm definitely excited to see if I can solve this puzzle though. I've solved a decent amount of these curvy copter type puzzles, so hopefully I'll be able to figure this one out. All right, let's go ahead and scramble it up. I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is just start with normal curvy copter and corner turns, and then once it's sufficiently scrambled, then I'll start double jumbling the pieces around, and then finish by just doing a little bit of normal jumbling to make it a little bit harder. So let's just get started here with the first stage of the scramble. All right, now that we've done a little bit of scrambling, I'm going to go ahead and start doing these double jumble moves, which look like that. That's pretty cool. So that basically swaps the piece here and the piece here with each other, which moves them out of their orbit. Definitely makes things more tricky. All right, I think that is pretty sufficiently scrambled. It looks really great just as is, but I'm going to do a little bit of extra jumbling here. This is kind of my least favorite part of the solve. I don't even know. I don't really want to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway for the sake of completion, just to say that we fully scrambled it. All right, honestly, that's fine with me. I don't really feel like going any further, but let's go ahead and get this back. This hopefully won't take very long just to get this back to a cube shape. I hope that I'm not going to get stuck on some step in this process. Okay, there we go. We're just down to two pieces now. Let's see about how we can get this sorted out here. All right, there we go. What I'm wondering is if we should reduce this to a curvy copter or if we should solve these inner curvy-copter pieces first and then deal with the outer parts. I'm gonna go ahead and try the second method first, and if that doesn't work, we can try something else. So in that case, I'm basically gonna be looking at the pieces within this diamond, basically. I'm gonna be ignoring everything on the outside for now. Spoiler alert, this method doesn't work, and I spent forever trying it to no avail. But for now, I'm just gonna skip the inner star part because I go through it again anyways later in the video once I realize that you have to pair the petal and edge pieces together first. But for now, you can watch me struggle to basically solve this cube backwards for over an hour. Yes, okay. Cool, all right. So as you can see now, we kind of have this middle star done. What I'm hoping at least is that we can solve the rest of these outer pieces without really messing up the middle pieces here. So for example, we could maybe get this piece over here by just kind of rotating this over, moving this out of the way, rotating this back, and then moving this up here, just like that. So that's simple enough. What I'm not so sure about is getting these pieces in. All right, what I'm gonna do is see if I can get all of these pieces in and then see if I can worry about these. That might be the wrong order to approach things in, but I'm just gonna give it a shot, see what happens. Okay, we're just down to 3 cycle here, looks like. Let's see, how can we set this up? All right, we can solve that, and then there we go. Okay, so all of these pieces are done. Now we just have to worry about these, man. All right, let's see. Like I said, I may have definitely approached this from the wrong perspective here, but I kind of wonder if I can just cycle these in with combos of the double jumble move so that we don't affect any of these pieces. We can do 2 at a time, basically. So what I'm wondering is if, for example, I could do a corner turn like this and basically set up a swap between these 2 pieces, which would solve this red one, but it would only swap these 2 white pieces, which are exactly the same. Let's go ahead and try it out. Okay, so that worked, but we still kind of messed something up here. Ah, man. I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do is, using those jumble moves, I'm gonna try and just pair up all of these pieces with these pieces, and then we can move them around the cube as one piece together using the double jumble moves and solve everything at the end. So I'm probably gonna mess things up in the process, but I'm gonna try and not mess up too many things. Okay, so that strategy doesn't seem to be working. What I'm gonna try now is basically just freely reducing this to a curvy copter by pairing up these pieces with these pieces, and then seeing if I can get these pieces all paired up, and then we can solve the whole thing together as a curvy copter. Okay, I'm starting to really have a lot of challenges with this puzzle. I'm really struggling because I can't seem to figure out how to move these pieces separately from these pieces, or the other way around, how to move these pieces separately from these. I just have no idea how I'm going to move around these pieces. I haven't been able to figure out a 3 cycle that doesn't involve moving around these pieces as well. But I'm gonna keep going with it, see if I can figure something out. Okay, so that doesn't seem to be working either because that doing the corner moves cycles out these pieces here. Okay. I think I'm done with this puzzle, honestly. I'm assuming that I approached it wrong. I'm thinking that you have to do the steps in some other order first. So I'm gonna have to probably look up a tutorial for this one, or just spend some more time with it on my own and see if I can get it done. Man, the puzzle crates have been pretty hard lately. I haven't gotten stumped this much in quite a bit. If I'm able to solve it, I'll come back and update you guys, let you guys know a little more about what the actual solve process is like. All right, so we are back with the Butterflower cube. I still haven't solved it, but I did look up a tutorial and I now know the proper strategy to solving it. So I want to do like the last few steps on camera here. As it turns out, I was like kind of close in one of my strategies. Basically, the way that you have to go about solving this cube is pairing up these 2 pieces here with this middle piece in the middle. So you have this group of pieces that you basically never break apart. And then from there, you start pairing up these pieces with these pieces. I just wasn't sure the actual strategy for doing that. I think if I spent a little more time with it, I would have figured it out, but I was recording for like an hour and a half with this cube last night. But now that I kind of know the process, it makes a lot more sense, and it's honestly not that difficult. So basically, I'll show you how this is done. I've got all of these pieces paired with their centers except for the last three. And so I'm going to show you how to solve these last three, which is basically how you solve all of them. So basically the idea is that you want to get two pieces surrounding one turnable corner like this. So as you can see, I have one unsolved piece, but we're going to want a second one. And that second one can come from right here. So we'll just rotate this out of the way, rotate this in, and then rotate this back. So now what I'm going to do is turn this red piece up here like that. And now I want to replace this with a piece that has white on it, a small triangular piece that has white on it, so that when I return this, the white ends up being solved. So that you can actually solve two at once by doing this. So what you want to do is look and see if that piece is in the correct orbit. So we can track this piece through the orbits, so here to here to here, and since this one is here, it is not in the correct orbit, which means we'll have to do a double jumble to get it into the correct orbit. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and turn this around here and then do a double jumble between this piece and this piece. And the way you do that is turning this one down here, this one down here, doing your double jumble move. And now this piece is in the correct orbit. So this piece needs to replace this one. So in order to do that, what we're going to do is turn this piece down right here, and then turn this piece into that red spot right there. Turn this back, and now we restore this corner here. And there you go. That's how you pair up these small triangular pieces with the bigger petal pieces. That was the last three cycle, but you basically just do that for all of the pieces around the cube. So now we have basically reduced this to the Chi Clover Cube puzzle, which, oh, I actually have right here. That's kind of lucky. But yeah, so we basically reduced this to this. You can see all the same pieces, right? We've got 4 petals here, 4 petals, and then 4 edges, and 4 edges around. So now we can basically solve this like that Chi Clover Cube puzzle. So let's go ahead and do that. It's also very similar to a Kirby copter. We'll first start with getting all the white edges up, just like that. And then we can start moving in these white petals. So we can get that one in, get that one in, and we can get that one in. Okay, so then we start putting in these pieces here. Let's put in this green one, see if there's anything in this orbit. Nope, but this one is close to it, so we can double jumble it over. Now this is in the right orbit. We can just cycle in that green piece. We can check for a red piece in this orbit. Yep, there's one right here. There we go. We need another red piece here. Nothing in this orbit. This one here, I can move over here pretty easily. You just turn this over here and then move this down. Do a double jumble. And now it's there. So now we can move in that red piece. For blue, yep, there's a blue piece right here that we can move into here very easily. For this other blue, the other blue is right here. So that was easy. And we also solved the whole blue face by doing that. Not that that really matters. For orange, we've got a orange piece right here. And then for this orange piece, we can cycle this one in right here. Come on, there we go. Okay, so we've kind of got the first half of the puzzle solved now. And now for the top half, let's see, I think we can get this green piece in easily. This red one is in the incorrect orbit. This needs to be moved over here. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, geez, that stabbed me in my thumb, that sharp point right there. Oh man. So we can get this piece in right there. And let's see. Okay, now it looks like we just have 2 double jumbles that we can do to flip these edges. So our first double jumble on this one, we can just do like that, and that flips the edge, and then we can do another one here. There we go. And come on. There we go. Ta-da! We did it. So, overall, this was definitely a hard solve. After I looked up the tutorial, I realized that I kind of missed something that should have been fairly obvious. I should have been able to figure out how to cycle these pieces around without breaking up these pieces. I didn't have to go through the hoops of trying to double jumble and then double jumble back. Like, that was just way too complicated, and I knew it. I knew there had to be a much, much easier way to do it. However, though, in the end, now that I know how to solve this, I would definitely be willing to scramble it up, solve it again. Definitely an interesting challenge. Anyways, guys, that about does it for this month's Puzzlecrate. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to check out Puzzlecrate, the link will of course be in the description. It's a $30 a month subscription service, and you get new puzzles sent to you every single month. Anyways, if you guys want to support the channel, you can like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, turn on notifications, and use code JRCuber at thecubicle.com for a 5% discount. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.